One day in 1996, I was a junior in college. I was about to be the first in my family to graduate college, changing the makeup of my family. I was close. I was like, nobody in my family went to college up to this point. I didn't even know a college graduate in my life. So I was excited. I was at Arizona State University on the West Campus. And at this time of my life, I didn't drive a car, so I always took the bus everywhere. And so I was in class in early May, and the professor's lecture went a little bit longer, and I was like, oh man, I gotta make that bus. So I got out of class, I got my backpack, and I kind of walked 4 blocks to the bus stop. Now this is early May in Phoenix, Arizona, so it's like high 90s, low hundreds. I'm all sweaty, I get there, and the bus leaves. I was like, oh man. And this bus only ran once every 2 hours. So I was like, what am I gonna do over here for 2 hours? This is not my neighborhood. And I felt safe because it was by ASU, not my Maryville neighborhood. So I was like, well, I saw a soda shop across the street, so I was like, well, I'll go get me a soda and I'll hang out. I'm a little thirsty from, running in that heat. So I walked across the street to get a soda, and I walked into the shop and I was like, hey man, can I get a large soda, please? And the man doesn't answer to me. And I said, hey, I want a large soda, please. The man still doesn't reply. And I said, hey man, what's your problem? Can I get a large soda? The man doesn't answer me. Now this went on for about 45 seconds, and then people in the store start staring at me, but not at him. So I'm looking at the prices. I'm like, oh, and I threw my backpack, and I'm like, well, I find 6 quarters. The man finally grabs the cup and he throws it at me. It hits me in the chest and falls on the floor, and I'm like, dude, what's your problem, man? I just wanted a large soda. He's like, and he didn't answer me. So I put my 6 quarters on the counter. So I bent down to pick up my cup, and I'm already fuming inside. And he goes and he proceeds to push my coins off the floor. Ding, ding. I'm like, dude, I'm not picking those up. And he just stares at me and he has a little smirk. And I was like, are you serious? And nobody in the store says anything. They're just staring at me. They're not staring at the man for doing this to me. I go and I fill up my soda and I get it and I fill it up really to the top and I take a big long drink. The man's just staring at me. I'm like, dude, I'm not picking those coins up. I'm not picking them up. I start to walk outside. I push the door open really hard with my hip. Door comes back and hits me and spills my soda. I'm like, are you serious? I was angry at that man. I went back to the bus stop. I sat there for about an hour and 40 minutes. I was just fuming. I probably paced it around it probably about 500 times. I was angry at that man. I went home. I was angry. I was happy to be back in my neighborhood. I was like, I hate that neighborhood. I was so mad at that man. I told my parents, my mom called the store, she wanted him fired. But she always told me, David, you gotta be strong when you're facing turmoil. You did the right thing by not blowing up. People in my neighborhood, we blow up and we make the bad choices. My friends were like, just go beat them up. No, we can't do that. We gotta be strong. My goal was to be great. If I went back and I made a bad choice, I would have messed up my goal. And I was only a year and a half from graduating from ASU. How am I gonna tell students in my classroom, yeah, I blew up on this man for being mean to me? No, because I knew I was gonna be something. But I went home and I got my basketball that night. I probably shot 500 jump shots in my head. Shot 500 jump shots in my yard, all with that man covering me. I can remember his receding hairline, his brown stubby mustache, just right there in front of me. Just boom, here's a jumper for you. I let out all my anger that night at that man, because I would never let that man know that I faltered in front of him. I would never let another man's anger change who I was gonna be or change my disposition, because my job was to be great. As I think back to that day, I remember the people in the store. Why didn't they speak up? Some of those jump shots were geared for them. They should have spoke up and said something. If you're on the side, you're just as guilty as the man being discriminating against me in the store. On the side, you should also stand up and say something. Said, hey, give him a large soda. Why you throw it on the floor? Why you drop the coins on the floor? You should do that also. You don't stand aside and be like, well, it's not my battle.